Kobe, I just want to let you know we're currently waiting for Jim Lindsay to show. We're not entirely sure if he's going to make it on time. There is a chance that we may have to cancel. Just want to let you know.
He did say about 10
Yeah.
to 15.
He said that he'd be 10 to 15 minutes late, so if he shows in like 6 or 7, or by 7:10. So if you are out of town on city business, basically any sort of government business, then you can attend virtually. But you still need a quorum in the council chambers or in the meeting space. So there have to be 4 people physically here in order for Kobe to be able to attend.
Okay. I'll call the meeting to order. And I'll read the land acknowledgement. Wait. Hold on. We need to take attendance.
Before we take attendance, we have one member who's attending virtually, Member Martinez Moore, if you'd like to say something about that.
Hi, everybody. Yes, I will be attending virtually during this time. I am currently on a work conference trip, so I apologize for not being here in person.
And wait. I forgot, did we take attendance before or after the land acknowledgement?
I believe you take it after, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so now I'll read the land acknowledgement. The City of Albany recognizes that we occupy the land originally protected by the Confederated Villages of Lijon. We acknowledge the genocide that took place on these lands and must make strides to repay the moral debt that is owed to this indigenous people, specifically the Ohlone tribe. We thank them for their contributions which have transformed our community and will continue to bring forth growth and unity. The City of Albany commits to sustaining ongoing relationships with the tribe and together build a better future for all that now make this their home. Oh, yeah. And now we take the attendance.
Member Cho?
Here.
Member Lindsay? Here. Member Martinez Moore?
Here on Zoom.
Member Oji?
Here.
And Chair Tranquil?
Here. Okay, now we have approval minutes from our last meeting, which was June 4th.
I forgot what I'm supposed to say. I approve.
You can say you move to approve the minutes.
I move to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Okay.
Member Cho?
Yes.
Member Lindsay?
Yes?
Member Martinez Moore?
Yes.
Member Oji?
Yes.
And Chair Tranquil?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, now we have public comment. Is there any public comment?
It doesn't look like it now.
Okay, now we move on to announcements. Okay. Does anyone have any announcements? I have announcements. Okay, basically, I went to the council meeting in like June, I think, or July, some of the day. And then, so I got our recommendation approved. So we removed the racial equity survey because it's been paused forever because there's a lot of problems. And then we removed the housing element, but then they suggested also maybe having a joint session to work together. So now our new work plan has 7 items. Yeah, 7 items.
The one on the website I just looked at still had the racial equity survey on it. Was it not updated?
It should be updated. I'll have a look.
Okay. Yeah, but they removed it because it's been paused forever since they have a lot of issues. That's what they said 2 months ago.
Paused forever? That's not a pause, that's a kill.
I think my notes I think they said like they're pausing it indefinitely or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they said. I watched it.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, so those are my announcements. Are there any other announcements? Okay, doesn't look like there are any other announcements. And we can go on to number 5, presentations. We don't have any presentations. So now we'll go on to number 6, which is discussion and possible action on matters related to the following items. And we have 6-1, which is the work plan amendment request. So we can discuss what the council told us, and then possible formation of subcommittees.
Okay. Is this the time where I can say, can we take off the read-along thing, or do we have to wait? Because that is still on our work plan, or? It's on our subcommittee update thing right here.
It was on the work plan that I saw on the website, but now I'm wondering,
It's still on our work plan.
are you seeing, John, the work plan on the website? Is it correct?
It should be yes. Here, I'll bring it up.
The top item is the survey.
Oh, okay, that's weird, because they told me, because that was on our thing, which they approved. Right?
Yeah, so it has to be updated. That's not correct.
Well, John believes it is correct. So, I mean, we might have to, either we have to accept this as correct, or we need to go back to the city council meeting and actually, you got to like listen to the, you might be able to find it in the minutes, but sometimes you have to actually like go through the council meeting until you see what, like somebody made a motion to do X, right?
I watched it. The only thing they made a motion to do was to approve the e-sports thing that I like really, really noticed. And then they kept going back and forth about.
We were going back and forth about making an ad hoc committee to approve our work plan, but then I thought they decided not to, and then just approved our work plan.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. So, but
this
then
isn't the work. This isn't what we.
now I'm confused because our updated work plan included removing it, and they'd said that it was paused.
Yeah, so they approved it because they didn't want to make us keep waiting forever because they knew they wouldn't have a meeting for a while. From what I remember, because I actually watched it. It's very long. So this
So this is the,
not active.
This is the work plan that went to council.
right.
Well, we left it on there when we gave it to them, but then I thought they said they wanted to remove it.
I mean, council members can say stuff. What the motion is and the official vote is what matters. They can say anything they want. They can say, I'm going to fly to the moon tomorrow. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's the motion that was made, seconded, and passed.
I recall them saying that they made a motion to approve ours and then remove the racial equity survey.
Yes, that was a whole big old thing.
That was seconded?
Yeah.
That's the one they voted
It
on?
passed.
Yeah.
That was like at the end, it all happened at once, or was that like at the beginning and then they had discussion and?
Well, okay, so basically what happened was I introduced it, they had a long discussion, then they made a motion, then they passed it.
Okay.
Because the rest of our stuff is on there, right? Hold on, let me check.
Well, we didn't want the equity statement on there, but maybe we just had to leave it on there or
I
something.
think, yeah, I think they recommended us leaving it on there or something.
It's,
Yeah, they added our stuff. They added the stuff. This is. I have the copy that we sent to them.
That's it. He's showing you the copy literally that we sent to them.
Yeah, but in their thing, I'm pretty sure. Well, I remember them saying that they approve our thing and they take off the racial equity survey.
So why don't we do this? I mean, we could sit here for the next hour and a half and repeat ourselves, but why don't we proceed with 2 through 8 here and ask staff to double check whether or not the racial equity survey is on and we can take it up next meeting if it still is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I would still like it there. Because in the theory of change that I have anyway, it's an important piece of it. But it's not my choice, it's the council's choice.
Yeah.
You know,
Just a possibly give a little clarity on it. The survey that they were working on, the actual survey was put on pause.
Right.
The work towards possibly putting forth a survey was not necessarily put on pause. They were speaking directly to the survey that was being worked upon.
Ah,
Okay.
okay. So you believe this is truly correct? This is council's intent?
I believe this is the correct, well, the one that is on the website right now, the work plan, is the correct version
Okay.
of the work plan to my knowledge.
But you guys, if we don't want to, if I'm the only one that wants to work on the survey, I mean, we can decide what's most important to us,
Yeah.
right? Council isn't ordering us to work on the racial equity survey. What's on the work plan are what we're allowed to work on.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
Okay. So now we can discuss like possible formations of subcommittees. But, I don't know.
can I suggest a process thing?
Yeah?
We could run through each of them and ask how many people we have actually all of the sitting members are here. One is here virtually, but, you know, how many people are interested in working on each item?
Yeah.
And just get an initial count. And then that would inform us as to like which ones maybe we want to work on, because we can't work on all of them at once.
Yeah.
And then we could also ask people what their first choice one, like what would be, which one of these would you most like to work on? And from that, I think we could go forward pretty well. Try to give people their first choice if possible,
Yeah.
right? That's what I'm thinking of. How does that sound to people?
That sounds good.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
That works.
Okay. What? Oh, okay. So I guess we should go through and like decide which one.
Yeah, you could say on number one, how many people want to work on that?
Okay. So, well, okay. When I went to the council meeting, they said that we don't really like have anything to do with that thing right now because it's in the other people's, like the contractors' hands or something. But we can still discuss it, I guess. Okay. Hold on. So interest in items. Who has interest in item 1?
Survey?
Yes.
I certainly do.
Okay.
I suspect I'm the only one, but I do.
Okay. I would be interested, but it depends, like, if we can do stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Charlie's a maybe.
Yeah. And then the second one is just what we all have to do. So that's not really a thing. And then,
When you say it, why don't you say
oh,
the third one, which
yeah.
is, yeah.
The second one, which is the sugar sweetened beverage tax decision thing, is what we all have to do. So,
And next time it'll be next year anyway. So.
yes, because we just did that. Okay, and the third one is the city equity statement. Is anyone interested? Were you doing the city equity
I
statement?
was working on that subcommittee, but we haven't really made progress. I mean, I can still work on it, but I guess I'm just kind of stuck. I don't really know what to do from now on. Like, I have a draft, but what do I do with the draft? Like, does someone want to look at it? I was working with another member. I don't know
Yeah.
if she's on.
We left.
Okay, so.
So if you have a draft, I'm good at helping people get stuff across the finish line.
Right.
So I could help you do that.
That would be great. I'll email you the draft then if you want to.
We can work out the details, but so I'm happy to help Aaron.
Awesome.
Get something.
Yeah. I think after you do the draft, you can submit a recommendation to council. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the process would be we would do some editing, and then it comes to commission, who can accept it as is or can amend it or do
Right.
whatever it wishes, and then the commission at some point would then send it to council as a proposed city equity statement.
Amazing. Okay.
And the version that goes to council would have to be in their in the form they like it in.
All right.
Okay, and then the next item is number 4, which is the Racial Equity Office, which is continuing to collaborate with the City Council about the Racial Equity Office and City Staff Racial Equity Officer. So I think we did send the recommendation to council, but I'm pretty sure they haven't looked at it yet because they're busy. So I don't think there's anything we really need to do right now regarding that.
Well, sometimes a thing that we do is check in with them to make sure it doesn't just raw dust.
Yeah.
We do know the city council has the city has a nasty budget shortage, and this would be adding a staffer. Yeah, I mean, that's another one I'm interested in. That doesn't mean I'd like to be on the committee, but I would like us, especially if I'm on 2 others already, but I'm certainly interested in it.
I mean, we think we did check in with them before, but then they said that the council is really busy and like money.
Yeah. But 2025 is coming up, and that's, there's going to be a new fiscal year and a new budget.
Yeah.
And you don't want to wait till the last second, so I don't know. Anyway, just in the poll, who's interested in it, I'm one.
Interested too.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And then the next one is item 5, which is the read-along program, which I think, do we want to get rid of it?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Is everyone agree? Well, I mean, we have to
Yes.
put it in like.
Because our work is done, or because it never should have been on our, I'm fine with that, just want to understand the reasoning.
Because it won't be passed, because they won't give us money or let us get money or like to make it happen. So it's dead in the water.
When we checked in with council, me and member Ajwang checked in with the city people about the racial equity thing. They said that things that don't require money would more likely pass, and that things that do require money probably will take much longer because it goes into a different system or something. So, and then that's basically what happened. And then, so basically, I think if we want money for the book thing, it might just not turn out, and then we'd rather put it towards the city racial equity officer. But
Yeah, I mean, it's still on our work plan. We could take it up later, but we could certainly kind of, what's called in parliamentary stuff, like table it.
yeah,
Put it to the side for now.
They're not going to do anything about it. There's no need for it to be on the plan at all.
Well, we'd have to submit to them an amendment requesting that we take it off, or we can just not work on it.
Let's just not work on it.
Yeah.
okay,
Until we feel better about it. Sometimes the budget is bad now, but you still want to get a recommendation in so that when the budget is better, they can consider it. But we've also got the library read-along program and other stuff that's happening, and, it's a tricky one, I think, trying to figure out all the moving pieces. But I'm fine with us setting it aside for now, right?
yeah. Okay, so, and then the next item is item 6, which is listening sessions, providing recommendations for 2 more racial equity listening sessions, and like how these sessions can improve our community.
Wait, could you elaborate on what a listening session is?
Oh, I think before, I don't know how much before, they had like listening sessions here, and then people would like come talk about their experiences in Albany or something, and then people would listen, and then like maybe like make some changes, I guess, so they suggested doing more of that.
Just like presentations.
Yeah, well, kind of not. It's not really presentations. It's more like having just the group of people of the community
Okay.
come. Yeah. So that was what the city staffers recommended when we talked about the racial equity office, because they said the listening sessions were free.
Really?
They don't require money. They don't. Well, I didn't really say that. They said that it will be easier to pass because they don't require money. Something like that. I don't know the exact words.
Okay. Think.
Oh, I don't want to do that one.
Pardon?
I don't want to do that one.
I'd be interested if I knew the exact process on how to carry that along, because I feel like some clubs maybe, like 2P, I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's just a club at school where they, it's tobacco usage prevention education, and it's just a group of students that talk about racial injustices when it comes to tobacco use and all of that. And I think bringing them in could be fun. And there's also a lot of clubs, cultural clubs at our school. Maybe they'd be interested in coming and talking and listening. So I don't know.
Yeah, but
it's
I
just
think-
an idea.
Yeah, I think that would be better for a presentation.
Right.
But this one is supposed to be for the community. Anyone can come. People who.
Is this happen? Okay,
I think this has happened before.
confused.
I can.
Yeah.
So after the murder of George Floyd, and all hell broke loose, they hired a consultant, and that's the Racial Equity Impact Plan. Was produced, took 2 or 3 years or something. It was painful, but early on they did 2 listening sessions. It was primarily people of color, mostly black, if I remember correctly, got up and told real stories of stuff that had really happened to them in Albany, and wasn't good stuff, right? And it was powerful. The Racial Equity Impact Plan specifically recommended that we do more. I support it. I've also heard from folk of color, from BIPOC folk, that stories are really, really important, specifically as opposed to a survey, actually, and that we should do that. And so if I'm hearing that from the BIPOC community, that sort of makes me,
Yeah.
inclined to listen and do it. The only thing that I would add on to it, my biggest concern, is that we had the listening sessions, they're taped somewhere, and then there was no follow-up.
Yeah.
There was 0 follow-up to it. So I'm totally down. I think we should do more listening sessions, but we should include this time a plan for follow-up it's kind of disrespectful to listen to somebody and then not do anything.
Yeah.
And so, I think we need to do some kind of follow-up process where there are actions taken.
The read-along program would have been a very good follow-up.
Yeah.
It's not dead, it's just delayed.
It's dead.
Yeah.
I have sources.
Oh. Well, we could have a new council, right?
When is that?
No, after November,
4
there's
years?
3 seats up.
Oh.
So, or the city may have money, in which case, I don't know. But anyway, we can talk about that sometime.
Yes.
But,
That'd be great.
So I'm interested in listening sessions again. I don't think I have space to be on it, but I think we should do it. I think the city should do it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
They do it outside of this room?
Oh, yeah, it was, if I remember correctly, they were mostly at the community center. Do you remember, John, where the listening sessions were at?
I think that was before my time.
Okay. So we can find out, but they're at the listening center. There were a lot of people in the audience and a lot of people who spoke.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be good to do it, but we definitely have to do like something to like make sure stuff happens afterwards. I would
I
also be
agree.
interested. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Okay.
I think,
Are you also?
He said he agrees.
Oh,
oh, okay.
see, where?
Yes, I agree. I think it's the listening groups are an excellent plan. It's really nice to hear from community members or individuals who are out in the community who have experience of some of these different bad things that really happen against them. So I agree with the need for listening sessions.
Yeah. I don't know where you are, but would you be interested in helping in this item?
Yes, I would be interested in doing
Okay.
so.
Okay, yeah. So we have, basically everyone's interested, I think, except you.
We still have 2 more points, yeah.
Okay, and then, yeah. Okay, so the next one is 7, which is communication. How, provide recommendations on how the city can better communicate with impacted groups, youth, and all of its citizens.
What does that mean? Has anyone ever actually done that one?
I'm trying to remember where that came from, but I can say that there have been, it was the 2 of us that drew up the list based on commission feedback and interest and stuff, but there's just been a lot of complaints from a lot of people that they don't know, what's going on. The city has a newsletter and some other stuff, but it's not sufficient. People are not finding out about programs that could help them. They're not being consulted on important matters. There's just a lot of frustration, about a poor communication with particularly impacted groups and youth. We not just impacted youth and group.
Also,
I think the city's trying. I just think it doesn't know what to do or how to do it better. I don't think like staff doesn't care about communicating. They're trying, but I've certainly heard anecdotally a lot of complaints.
Like, people just don't know what's going on?
Yeah, they don't know what's going on, or let's say that there's a discount. We have a whole bunch of things where if you don't have much money, that you're exempt from fees or taxes or various things like that. Mm-hmm. The city's been pretty good about that, but then people knowing it and people getting all the paperwork filled out and, turning it in every year. And, we get a very low percentage of participation in those programs, for example, right? We have a low percent of BIPOC folk on our commissions. And so, for another example, maybe recruiting, specifically affirmatively recruiting, would be something we might want to do, as part of this. It's just there's a communications problem, that feeling that having a website and a newsletter is mostly sufficient, an email newsletter, and I don't think it is. It's good. It's good that those exist. It's good there's a website and an email newsletter, but we need to do a lot more to really fully involve people.
Do they mail things? Like, I got, and all my neighbors got the Solano stroll. It said, "Don't park here, this is happening." And then we got another one that said, "Everything that's happening." Can they do that? Or that costs money?
It does cost money, but it's not a lot of money. And the city does regularly do that. And so it could be but that's a really good idea. It could be on that item, if we take it up right now, that's one of the suggestions. you know, so.
Also, maybe like better ways to provide feedback. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel like no one's gonna want to provide feedback if they think nothing's gonna happen. So then we gotta
Yes.
show how stuff is gonna happen, which is kind of hard.
Could you repeat that?
Oh, it would be hard. Oh, I feel like it would be hard to get people to fill out like feedback forms and stuff if they don't think anything is gonna come out of that. So we gotta show that something is gonna come out of that in the communication part for our recommendation.
Yeah, if it's some kind of survey, it doesn't have to be like an official scientific survey, which can be tough, but if it's some kind of survey, sometimes you can incentivize people by like maybe, there's a prize, they get entered into a prize automatically, so it's not just fill out the survey, but it's a raffle ticket too, but we can figure that stuff out. That's getting into the details of the item.
Yeah.
I think we should work on this. It's not one of my higher priorities.
Yeah, I think it should be something we work on, but is anyone like specifically interested in working on this specific item?
Right now, I'm not. I might be later.
I think, there's more other stuff that we can do first.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we can also kind of table that, I guess, but for a more closer date. Okay. And then the final one is inclusive sports. So this is providing a recommendation how the city can foster inclusive sports. Non-typical youth interact as teammates. It's also the next part in our thing, but we can still discuss. Okay, wait. So right now we're at 6.1, which is discussing that, what they gave us, and then formation of subcommittees. And our next one is recommendation on inclusive sports. So I think, I don't know. Actually, we can just talk about this for now in the first item. I mean, the 6-1.
I'll do that one. I'll do that one. But I had a question. I don't know where it goes, but you know how we do our call to order thing and we do the land acknowledgement?
Yeah,
Does every committee read that?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so, John.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, we're kind of like currently doing 8 because the next item is 8. But we can still gauge the interest. I know you're interested because
Yeah, I'll work on that one.
is anyone else interested? I mean, we kind of have to be because it's the next thing, but
Well, I mean, we can, now that we have an idea of what we're interested in, we sort of agreed to whether it's to indefinitely, right, until some future point. The sugar sweetened beverage tax doesn't come up until 2025.
yeah.
Number 5, the read-along program we set aside for now. Number 7, we set aside for now, right? So
Yeah.
we know we're not going to form subcommittees for those.
And
But for the other ones, we may want to.
yeah, I think for number 1, we don't need a subcommittee.
I agree.
Number 2, no subcommittee. For number 3, we can form a subcommittee for you two. Actually, do you need to do that?
Yeah.
No, I think it's fine. I mean, form a subcommittee. I have the draft, I feel.
It's just almost a formality.
Okay.
But you're right, actually. If it was just agendized for the next meeting, we could work on it informally and just get it ready.
Yeah.
But
So do we want to work on that all in one of these meetings?
well, we would get it all written up, and the written up thing that would go to council would be presented to the commission. That would include the equity
okay.
statement, but they have all the other pieces of things they want to know,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah, yeah.
in the format.
Oh, so you would work on that
Yeah,
before? Okay, and you would.
right.
I don't know what.
And we can do it whether it's a subcommittee or not. She's right
Yeah.
about that. So we can make a subcommittee or not.
Okay, so I mean, you don't really. We don't really have to because we gotta undo it and stuff.
Okay. Can you drive that a little bit, though? I'll make sure you have my number and you can
Yeah.
contact me and let's make it happen. Okay.
Okay. And then, okay, and then the next one, wait, what's 4 again?
Racial Equity Office.
I don't think we need a subcommittee for that. I don't think we need a subcommittee, because
Oh, it's already been sent to the council.
it has.
It's just there so that we can
Like,
follow up
yeah,
and
so we don't need a
collaborate.
subcommittee for that. And then 5, no subcommittee. 6, listening sessions. Should we form a subcommittee on listening sessions?
Yes.
Yes, okay. We only have 5 people on this commission. So we can only have, wait, we have 5 people, right? 1, 2, 4, 5. Yeah. So we can only have 2 people?
The commission is comprised of 7 members, so the quorum is still 4. So
Even if they're not here? I mean, they don't, oh, really?
that's, yeah.
Yeah, that's the City of Albany's interpretation of the Brown Act. So we could make a subcommittee of 3.
Okay,
I think that it's a bit of it's not in the spirit of Brown.
yeah.
And I think we should probably make subcommittees of 2, but if there are 3 people who really want to work on this, I mean, one of them is right up there, there he is. We should get at least 1, and if there were 3 people that really wanted to work on it, it's legal.
Yeah. But like 2 is more unactable. I don't
It's
know.
within the spirit of the Brown Act,
Oh, okay.
right? And it's within the City of Albany considers it legal to have 3 people because there's 7 seats on the
Yeah.
body, but the question is anybody else interested and willing to be on that with, I'm blanking on the guy's name, I'm afraid to say. What is your name? The guy that's here virtually, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on your name.
My name's Kobe.
Cody?
Kobe.
Kobe.
Kobe. So with Kobe, to be on the subcommittee with Kobe?
I'd be interested in working
Right on.
that subcommittee.
Here.
And I would recommend that we say who the kind of convener is, so that they're the person that would normally report back to the group and would possibly go to council, and they're saying they'll make sure meetings happen and stuff like that. Kobe, are you good with that?
That sounds good for me.
So I'd like to make a motion.
Okay.
So I move that subcommittee on the listening sessions item that's on our work plan be formed, comprising Kobe Martinez, right? Yeah.
He has more.
Yes.
Okay. And Aaron Cho, and with Kobe being the convener.
Okay.
I second.
And then there's possible discussion.
Oh, does anyone have anything to discuss about this? I think that's good. So,
We need to call the vote.
oh, can we have a vote?
Do you have a second?
Yeah, we had a second.
Oh, sorry. Member Cho?
Yes.
Member Lindsay?
Yes.
Member Martinez Moore?
Yes.
Member Oji?
Yes.
And Chair Tranquil.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, so now we have a new subcommittee. Cool. Okay. And then, okay, so we have that subcommittee. And then, so the next item is 7, but we're gonna table. And then 8,
I'm sorry, I just want to make sure, you guys talked about forming other subcommittees? Was that the only one?
Only one so far, because we're just going to do the city equity statement. And other stuff we've already sent to council, which is on there for follow-up, or we just don't feel like the time is right.
Okay,
Yeah.
just want to make sure.
So it's just that one so far.
Okay, and then the last one. Do we want to form a subcommittee on it, or should we choose like the item to work on at our meetings if we have time? I don't know. 'Cause
You could do both.
okay.
And the advantage of a subcommittee is it's kind of open and straightforward, and people have taken responsibility for working on it on the side and
Yeah.
bringing forward a proposal that they think is realistic for the city and the council. So I think the ideal way to proceed would be to have a subcommittee, and we have one person for sure.
I would be interested too.
Perfect.
I think it's mostly just writing the recommendation, right?
Well, you got to work out some details,
Yeah, okay.
you know. Like how exactly is it going to happen? And you got to think of all the things the city wants you to think of, and, you know.
Yeah.
To make it happen?
If we're asking the city to do something, right? If we're asking the city to do something, they want to know, is it going to cost any money, and how, you know, which
Oh, no.
which department would work on it, and
It's not costing them anything.
but are we asking the city to do anything?
All they're gonna ask them to do is to put it on their website and their newsletter.
Okay.
So that's why it got approved, because it doesn't cost them anything. And I guess they can make sure we get approved for a rental of a court or a field when we need it.
That's the next item on the agenda anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, we could put the, you know, you can always change the agenda. You know, the group can always modify the agenda. You can make a recommendation. And so we could take the issue of forming a subcommittee on it up after we finish 6-2.
Yeah.
We could say we're going to defer a decision on whether or not we make a subcommittee until after we discuss it.
Okay.
That's totally legal.
Okay. Okay. So I guess we can put 6-1 on pause and then go to 6-2 and then go back to 6-1. Okay. Okay, so now I guess we'll put 6-1 on pause and move on to 6-2. Okay. So 6-2 is work plan item, recommendation on inclusive sports. So that's what we were discussing earlier, I guess, about like how we can recommend it, I think.
I mean, I have a plan, but we need a subcommittee for it or something.
Well,
You can just say what your thoughts are. I mean, it's on the agenda. It's,
Okay.
public knows about it and everything. You could just tell us what you're thinking.
Okay, so for example, this Saturday, our eHoops program is starting in Hercules, and it's for 5 weeks. So one good thing would be to, whoever would like to participate as coaches or just help organize things or anything, to come and observe the program. We actually have had at least one family from the city of Albany participate in that program already, and well, two, because my family. And then I plan to reach out to Cal Athletics to see if any of their student athletes want to participate, as well as the high school and the middle schools here in Albany, as far as like some coaches and then some participants, and then use the Facebook groups for the families. There's one for special education, and then there's one for like all the Albany parents to advertise for their kids to participate. Still have to decide on which sport to do. But once that's decided, then rent the field or the court, depending on that. And then it's a really great program, and the fact that it is free to participants means lots of people come. So there just has to be like a cutoff of how many participants we could have per session, and a good contingent of coaches. So that's the plan. And this week, I'm actually going to a sports expo workshop thing for the city of Oakland, actually, to present. It's like a fair, like to do. So we're going to do a demo for our esports program and have a bunch of people there to talk because they also are interested in doing, working with us as well. So, yeah, pretty straightforward. So for the city of Albany, putting it on the website would be nice. And then when they send out that activity book thing,
Yeah.
it will be good to do it there. But we have our own website for esports and signups for coaches and participants. So it would they would be redirected to our website from wherever we advertise, so that it's all legal and nicely done.
Yeah, it seems like it shouldn't be like. I don't think we need a subcommittee for it. You?
I don't think so.
Well, maybe not. I think, so if you think of an organization like I work with, Albany Berkeley Soccer Club, for example. I'm a soccer guy. Worked with a lot of the clubs around here, but Albany Berkeley, is part of Albany. And it's a separate group from the city, completely separate. It is not funded by the city. I don't know what agreement they have for fields, which is the big issue always. But some cities and school districts and park districts or whatever have rules about like how much it costs if it's a youth sports group or this, that, or the other thing. And so they just do everything only with minor coordination with cities. It's pretty much just for fields, for field space, and everything else they do is separate. There's not even typically publicity, so you see the banners and stuff around, and however else they can publicize their groups. So that's one way esports could do its thing, but we could recommend to council officially there be a tighter relationship and a more supportive relationship than just some miscellaneous group that wants to promote something good, right? Such as, that it be promoted on the website, the newsletter, that fields and courts be provided at no cost for this program, that the city will do all kinds of publicity that it possibly can, that there will be a staffer that's a liaison, especially a liaison that's going to attempt to provide whatever staff can do to help. That it would be part of the City of Albany Recreation Activity Book. Albany Berkeley Soccer Club, I don't think is in there because it's this separate group that just does, you know what I mean? Which is a great thing. I know parents look at that because when I was a parent, I looked at it a lot. When my kids were smaller, I'm still a parent. So I think we could make a recommendation that would be more, that would propose something deeper for this particular thing. And I think there's a case to be made for it, but making that case takes a bit of work, right? And so having a couple of people working together on it offline, to draw up that case and write it up and like that, I think makes sense, if that's what we want. If esports is going to do it, I'm sure in other areas you've done it like the Albany Berkeley Soccer Club is. You somehow get field space and then the rest of it you just do, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really need the committee to do it. I could just go rent a field and do the program. I'm just doing it through Albany because it would be great.
Yeah. It would be more supportive and more people would know about it and like that.
Yes.
And so, and the council indicated some level of interest at least by allowing it to be on the work plan.
Yeah.
Right? That's a good sign.
Yeah, I don't think they'll pay for it because that involves money, so it was.
I don't think it would be anything. Putting it on the website and the newsletter don't cost anything.
Well, you said paying for the field or something, waiving.
Not charging for the
Not
field.
charging for the field. Yeah.
Which is not always in the city. Sometimes it belongs to the school district.
Yeah,
But not charging for the field is not going to, I don't think that would count as a budget item.
okay.
But you could ask. That's something the subcommittee could check into, right?
Yes.
You know,
I have a question. So if we did request that they waive the fees for the field or the court, would that delay the start of the program because we have to get their approval to do it? 'Cause they would have to like vote and stuff?
Well, they would have to vote on our recommendation anyways.
Okay. But would it all happen at once or would it be like a,
well, we would come
Voted
back
and
as
we come
early, you guys might come back as early as next meeting, which is October. So in the October meeting, you would present it to the commission, and then it would go to council and be on council agenda at the earliest in November, but it often does not happen at the earliest chance.
right?
So it might not be, but we could still do this for future, seasons or whatever, and you could just proceed forward with this season. When were you planning on starting the one in Albany?
I'm going to wait till our Hercules one ends, so that goes into November. So I'll see, because then that is also holiday season and students are here, some students are not here, families travel, so kind of depends on that. But because we've never done it in the city of Albany, it would be like a pilot.
Right.
But I know families will be interested, so it's just a matter of like getting it together. But once it's out there, yeah, I have yet to see it stay a small program. This is like our 10th year doing it at San Francisco, USF, University of San Francisco. We started the program there 10 years ago, and it's crazy. Since then, we've worked with the Warriors and lots of other people, but it was just, hey, can we do e-hoops at your college? And it's been so cool. So it just started with this little thing, and now it's like, there's like 90-something kids signed up.
Awesome.
Yes. So it's just, there's nothing like it. So it'll be great.
Yeah, so, I mean, this could happen without this commission doing anything, and it should happen without the commission or the council doing anything. But if we want to ask the council for a little bit more, we
Yeah.
would need to put a recommendation together and, but would it delay it? It doesn't need to delay it. That's your choice.
Okay.
I don't think it should. I think
Okay.
you should go ahead either way, right?
Okay. I just don't want to I want to stay within the guidelines that we're supposed to stay in. So I want to be like, hey, can you guys do this? And they're like, hold on a second. We didn't get to it. We'll get to it next meeting. But the start date is,
You just go ahead and do whatever start date you're going to do, and it's only a question of how much help will you get from the city of Albany,
got it.
right? And I don't see how anybody's going to be against this, and as long as there's no budget cost, like I'm suggesting maybe a little bit of staff support, and so you could theoretically put a budget cost on that, but typically they wouldn't. They would just, somebody would help, you would have somebody you could call and say, hey, Joanne, or whoever, how do I do this and such? And that's not really a budget, that's.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd have an ally,
Yeah.
who knows the city deeply and is helping you,
Yes.
which is really nice.
Yes. That is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think a subcommittee of the two of you makes a lot of sense to draw something up that that we could, officially send to council and.
Okay.
Okay. So then we would be making a subcommittee for that with us.
If anybody else really wanted to be on it, we could put one more person on, but.
Does anyone else really want to be on it?
I mean,
Okay. So that's good.
We need a motion to do that, and I think somebody else should make the motion because I made the last one.
Okay. Motion to vote on this subcommittee.
I second.
I think we have to make, like, be more specific. Like you have to say, or I can just make the motion. Okay, we'll make a motion to form a subcommittee for the inclusive sports work item with me and member OG.
I second.
Any further discussion? Okay. Can we have a vote, please?
Member Cho,
Yes.
Member Lindsay,
Yes?
Member Martinez Moore,
Yes.
Member OG,
Yes.
and Chair Tranquil.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And
Okay.
Commissioner Oji, would you be the convener on that?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. I think we're both. I think we're done with both 6.1 and 6.2. Yeah. Okay. So now we can move on to item 7, subcommittee updates, which is 7.1 and read along program subcommittee, which
Should be removed.
we're wait, but we gotta undo the subcommittee, right?
A motion to end the subcommittee for a read-along group.
So this item is for updates from the subcommittee only.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay, so we can put it the next one to remove it. Wait. Oh wait, no, we can't. Never mind. Okay. Okay.
I think by mutual agreement, we could ignore it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but the next meeting we should actually like get rid of the subcommittee.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, we just want to remove it. So there's not really any.
Well, we could go back to 6.1.
6.1.
We could
But
go
it-
back-
it
we could
says
gr-
formation of subcommittees.
Oh, gosh. I think that implies also that you can disband one. Formation of subcommittees. Doesn't that imply that you can also disband one? It's kind of like management of subcommittees. Yeah.
I'm not sure that I see an issue with disbanding it. It's a reformation of subcommittees per your work plan, so if you,
We could disband it.
sure.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool. So I guess we're back to 6.1 to disband a committee. And who wants to?
Make a motion? What?
I make a motion to disband the subcommittee for the read-along program.
I second.
Any further discussion? No. Okay, can we have a vote, please?
Member Cho,
Yes.
Member Lindsay,
Yes.
Member Martinez Moore,
Yes.
Member OG,
Yes.
and Chair Tranquil.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. Oh, so now we have 2 subcommittees. This is gone. So now we have 2 subcommittees, which are the Inclusive Sports Committee, subcommittee. I spelled that wrong. And then also the
Listening sessions.
listening sessions. Okay.
We have an informal one,
And then.
but
like,
that's not, but
a
that's,
sub-
yeah, it's informal.
Yeah, so that's not really an official subcommittee. And then so, okay, so wait, we're done with subcommittee updates, right? Okay, so I guess we'll move on to 8, which is future agenda items. So right now, for your future agenda items, I have, well, between the meetings, you two make a recommendation, and then you present it to us next meeting. Okay, any other future agenda items?
So city equity statement, you're intending on putting on?
Yes, for, yeah, you guys to update us.
Okay. Well, for us to present a proposal.
that's what I meant.
Okay.
And then we should also have updates from our new subcommittees.
I mean, do you guys think you can have a proposal ready on the inclusive sports one by next meeting? So so it's really important that the agenda says that it's for action also,
Okay,
or else you won't be able to make a motion.
yeah.
The listening session one, my suspicion, Kobe, and Aaron, is that it's going to take you're not going to be ready at the next meeting to present something for council, but do you want it to be just for a report back, or do you want it to be for possible action?
I think a report back would be the best.
Okay, so we have all our like subcommittee stuff. Do we want to like work on any of our work plan items during the meeting? Oh wait, no, never mind.
I mean, for future agenda items, I would like to see if we can get another presentation,
Okay,
either to educate ourselves and anybody who happens to see this video or come to the meeting, or so sometimes we do it for that reason, and sometimes we do it to uplift a group that we think we want to uplift.
okay. Yeah, I have your list, so I can.
Yeah. But they do take some staff work to set up, so they're not terribly popular with staff. But because, they're calling some organization or something and trying to get somebody to speak and then trying to work out the dates that they can do. It's work for John, basically, to do it.
Don't they just have to come to the meeting?
But it's got to be set up, and you got to locate a speaker.
Yeah.
And then you got to make sure that they can show up, and sometimes they cancel 2 days beforehand on staff. And
Yeah.
it is work, trust me. It is some work, some level of work. It might be a little bit, it might be a lot for staff. It just is, because it's like we've had a lot of really great presentations that were really, really valuable in past years about one thing or another. We had a housing presentation. We had presentations from a county health services, and other times we uplifted groups, yours, for instance, and that's leading to something positive, right? And then also we had the parent advisory groups. The school boards come and make presentations to us about what was happening and what they were doing, and they were good. I think they have a lot of value. They're just not completely free. There's some work involved, is what I'm trying to say.
I think I can also get like someone from my organization to come present. Yeah, which is about AAPI youth.
About what?
AAPI youth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I think I can get a presentation. But like that, I don't think we'd need too much staff support because
Yeah, if you're doing all the work,
yeah, because I can.
you just need to coordinate with staff.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think like when I think about the presentations and, making sure there's like representation, people don't really watch our like videos, which is fine with me. I don't really want to be watched. Or come to our meetings. So just thinking about, effectiveness
Yeah.
and meeting a need. And so I know this is not possible, or it probably would have been done more frequently, but it would be better to have that group present at a city council meeting because people watch it and people attend, and it would actually, be more than just us learning really cool things and, gaining respect and stuff. So I don't even know if that's possible, but I guess that's why I say, like, why do the presentation? Not because the different people don't matter, but because we are the ones that end up hearing it for the most part, and then it's just on YouTube somewhere. And it should be for the community. So if there was another way to put it out there for the community, like there's an Albany Action something Facebook page, like maybe if they put their part of the presentation on that page, then at least you know somebody might watch it.
And it could be that because there's a presentation, that we spread the word on Facebook, or possibly we could ask them to go on the city newsletter, email newsletter, so that people know about it. And they normally happen right at the beginning of the meeting, so that people don't have to wait around. I don't know how many people look at the YouTube video.
Not a lot.
Not many.
But some of them are like city council members. I know for a fact. That at least one ex-city council member would watch every single thing. So I hear you. I think it has value, but if we don't want to do them, but like you say, the reach is limited. Although maybe if we made a point of just as individuals, let people know, that might help.
Yeah. I just want to see it actually like count and not like, we did a nice thing.
I think a lot of it is the presentations are for us to consider doing stuff, but I do see what you're saying. But I think we would have to make a work plan item to recommend to council if they get presentations. I think, yeah, if we wanted to like recommend to them that they should get presentations. I don't,
That would be part of the whole community communication recommendations, would it, or no?
I mean, impacted groups, maybe, I think so, maybe. We could put it under there.
Yeah. No, I don't even think they have time to do that, but I just feel like they actually have an audience
Yeah.
of residents in the city of Albany.
It's not that large either.
I looked at some of our videos and past videos. I really don't mind that people aren't watching, but the reach and the point of this group. So the representation that we should have is just mostly like, I just can feel like it's just like we have this, not like it's like actionable, like doing something like really present. And that is the hope. So if there's a better way to make sure that happens, then it would be inclusive.
Yeah.
And equitable, but it's not very inclusive. It's like over here in the corner, and we all like each other.
And barely anybody knows about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one really knows this exists.
I mean, commission meetings are typically not well attended.
Yeah, I don't really care about like this meeting. I just want it to be actionable outside of this room for the community. So, yeah, if we can figure out how to do that. So I would like to hear a listening thing, but only we would benefit. And us talking to people that we know. But whoever comes and spends their time to tell us, it's important. And many people should know.
You mean listening session?
Yeah, any, like presentations, listening
Well,
sessions.
presentations or listening session is, there were a lot of people that went to those. And they were held at, I believe, the community center.
Yeah,
And there were a lot of people that went to those.
that was like specific to the moment of time. I mean, the whole world was
Yeah.
having a listening session.
So we need to publicize it, but the council would be publicizing it.
Yeah,
And so,
Okay. yeah.
You're right. It's the momentum from the George Floyd murder is pretty low at this point.
I think we kind of got off topic, but.
Sorry.
So it's okay. So do we want presentations for our future agenda? I mean, I don't know. They can't hurt. I mean, if I get someone from my organization, they'll be happy to come present. Okay.
Kobe is nodding.
Saying yes.
Erin, what's your feeling on it?
I mean, like, I don't think it's gonna hurt anyone just by listening to that presentation. Obviously, in the future, we can have more people come in and listen, but like for now, I don't think it'll hurt to have a presentation for our next meeting. Just listen. I'm not losing anything out of it.
Yep. Okay, that sounds good. So, okay, these are the future agenda items I have. So, we have the city equity statement update. Proposal. So, like action. Yeah, okay.
For action, for sure.
Okay, for action. And then the other one for action is updates from this is the Inclusive Sports Subcommittee, action from that. And then I have update from the listening session, and then presentations. That.
There's one procedural item, the status update report for the commission that'll go to council. I'll be working with the chair to draft that. We'll bring it to the RISE Commission at the next meeting for you guys to take into consideration, and then it'll go to council after that.
Okay. That sounds good. Does anyone have proposing any more future items? Oop, okay. Okay, so our next meeting will be Tuesday, October 1st at 7 p.m. Yeah, okay. And now the meeting is adjourned.